I'm pretty excited to finally be able to do this series on Tenable and to show you some of the updates since my last series on Tenable. So I'm going to call this one Tenable Vulnerability Management 2025. And as you know, I just want to show you the screen. Tenable Vulnerability Management, it lives right here within the suite. This is only one of the Tenable products. But since I did my last video, Tenable has a whole bunch of things that they've added. So I just want to kind of briefly talk about these. So the identity exposure is one that targets Active Directory. If you're not familiar with Active Directory, take a second to look it up. But this one is for securing or identifying vulnerabilities in Active Directory. You got the attack surface management. This is one that allows you basically, you're trying to determine the paths that attacker can take to compromise your system. So it kind of goes in and gives you some really good insight to be able to understand how people can attack you. Cloud security, this is stuff that you do to be able to secure and audit your cloud environment. So this is a good one. OT, operational technology, this one's dealing with if you think like manufacturing plants or rock quarries or anything that produces something at an industrial level. They have what's called PLCs, project logic controllers, and basically little devices and sensors that control when machines do this and that. And if that gets compromised or slowed down, it could lead from everything to maybe messing the product to also injuring people. So OT environment is a big one. And honestly, we need more people who are working to become experts in OT security. Vulnerability management, this is what we're doing, basically scanning endpoints to look for vulnerabilities for the most part, endpoints, IPs, and domains. Web application scanning, this is a specific one that you have to, that's in addition to the vulnerability management in the other products, but it scans your web applications looking for actual vulnerabilities in there. Tenable inventory, not familiar with that, but because you already have the asset feature, but looks like it's something cool. I want to get into this a little bit later. And then Lumen assesses your risk. So this kind of means it's like you're basically doing an assessment of your cyber risk exposure compared to others in the industry or your peers. So, and the Lumen exposure review. So I've actually done some work on these, like just some training and understanding these, but not really a lot to dig in and really fully understand this. So let's go ahead and let's jump into Tenable Vulnerability Management. Okay, so now we're in the Tenable Vulnerability Management environment. So this is the environment, and basically what I do is I use this. This is where I'm using to secure my family, my friends, to do vulnerability scanning, to be able to get data to do these videos. Okay, so families, friends, and they may have companies. So I'm able to kind of secure that company. But just keep in mind, I do work full time at doing this, so I can't necessarily do this. This is not something I'm necessarily doing as a full time job on the side. It's just something I'm doing to be able to gather data. Okay, so but I do this at my full time job. So there's kind of can't compete with your non-compete clause where I can't be doing my own cybersecurity on the side, while doing the same thing for the company. So, but I do have some good data in here. That's why I've tried to get as many machines as possible to get really good, rich data here for the environment. So let's go ahead and start here, because everything I do, I typically going to start with the main menu here. And this takes you back to this on the dashboard. And so the dashboard, once again, this has really good information. Primarily what a lot of times I use on the job is this part right here, is being able to look at the 30, 60, 90-day metrics. So, and I'll get into this eventually as we go through the series. I'll be able to kind of talk through that and kind of give you some insight. But right now, I just want you to understand what's available. And so also for dashboards, you got lots of different dashboards that you can do. So specifically, if you go to all dashboards, this is where you can kind of create new dashboards. And this is really helpful. I'll talk about that a little bit later in the dashboard section. Now, when it comes to scans, you can kind of see I've got some scans set up here. I got it on school.com. So I actually did kind of create a one-on-one program where we can actually you can get hands-on with the tools. Read only though. I can't give you full access, but I did spin up a Google Cloud environment, and I was able to, and I got a machine on there with agents and SentinelOne. And I asked some of my friends to kind of, gave an IP address and say, hey, have fun with this. So anyway, so that's what that school.com scan is. And so then I also got the daily basic agents. So I'm scanning agents, I'm scanning network, I'm doing host discovery scan, I'm doing audits at AWS. Shout out to Scotty, who I'll have on the channel at some point with Think Tank Workshop. He's one of the people that came through the mentorship program, and he's branched out and he wanted to do this audit infrastructure scan, which I hadn't really seen. So I went through the process of setting it up, the audit cloud infrastructure. So that was pretty cool. And then host discovery, man, being able to see all the internet, like the IoT internet thing, like your smart light bulbs, my Elgato lights right here on my station, Alexa and Google Home and Nest and Ring devices and all that kind of stuff, So basically being able to know 100% what I know, because you can't really do security if you don't really know what you have on your network, right? So that being the case. And then vulnerability intelligence.
I don't know, but I found these results. results on search.
Thank you, Google. Hey, all right. So that's interesting. Always listening, right? So here, like to search vulnerability database, this is pretty cool because you can actually search by CVE. I think that's a really cool feature that they added, something that wasn't there before, as far as I remember. Then here you got your exposure research. Like I haven't dug into this. Like, just to be honest, like I'm saying, this is something that's new. I'm just kind of showing y'all it's here. And so you can do the exposure response. I'm really looking forward to playing with this. Then you can look at the asset. These are basically all the machines that I currently have in here. So I got 46 hosts. And so you can see I basically some I have native engines on, some I could like discover through host discovery scans and nested scans. And so what I really want to emphasize here is that if you really want to do cybersecurity, one of the best things you can do is you take your home, you take your local things, your friends, family, if they, with their permission, okay, may want to get it in writing too, and then go through the process of setting up this stuff at home, because I cannot tell you how many times that the stuff I work at home leads to me knowing something at work that was just something that was just random. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh yeah, I got this. Yeah, I've seen this. So I really tried I literally, Technology Interpreters is a real company, and I had to go through the whole process to get Tenable to, just like any other company who sells this stuff. So essentially my home is my headquarters to per se, and it's run like an actual physical office business from a cybersecurity perspective, if that makes sense, okay? So this is where we go to look at the vulnerabilities, and you can see we even got cloud misconfigurations, which is cool. But that's something you have to do a scan, and right now I haven't played with that. So that's something I hope to have some fun with. You can see the sensors. This is where we get a chance to deploy the different type of sensors. So, and I just want to, when on that section, I really would dig into this, but right now I've got Nessus scanners and Nessus agents deployed. I am really interested in setting up my own Nessus network monitor right there. So I'm curious, and I'm going to do that at some point in the future, because that one has some really good features to be able to scan the stuff as it's coming through your firewall, or basically you're duplicating your firewall port. Now reports, this is pretty much self-explanatory. You can create reports, but there's some new features in reporting that I cannot wait to dig into and tell you all about, including the ability to detect AI. Just throwing it out there. The AI detection is something that Tenable is leaning into. So I'm really going to have some fun, and that's really interesting because I've actually used that at work already. Have some customers who are very interested in determining if their employees were using AI in the environment. And of course, we've had some other creative things we did, but then we realized Tenable did that, and we were able to kind of detect different things, including like Grammarly. Like most people don't even think of Grammarly as AI, but it gets detected as AI and large language models, LLMs. So we also got remediation. I talked about this in some of my previous video, but basically you can kind of create projects to really focus in on what you're going to be doing with remediation. This is a good thing, especially if you're a person in an organization, not necessarily like if you're securing multiple organizations, but if you were like working for one organization. Creating this remediation project is really, really cool. I'm trying to think of a way to be able to use this at scale, because with my job, I secure multiple companies, so I would have this would be a lot to manage. And the thing is, when you're securing multiple companies, having to log into every Tenable tenant for every Tenable company is not really that efficient. So you have to think about, I have to be able to do things at scale. So this is where APIs come into play. And then the settings, this is where you get into like the general, basically the general configuration of Tenable or setup of Tenable. And so the things you got here, for example, you got SAML right here where you can configure single sign-on. You got your license, you can check your license. This access control is where I go through and create accounts. So say, for instance, with the school.com, for the people who are in the cybersecurity mentorship program, when they log in, I don't want them seeing everything in my Tenable environment. I just want them to see the machines that I have in school.com. So it gives them the ability to log in with a read-only account, and they can kind of see that machine that I have in the cloud and stuff like that, and see the vulnerabilities that exist on there. So we can actually walk through, and I'm walking through remediating those vulnerabilities. So that's what the access control section is. Activity logs, so we can see what happens. And you really want every tool, and believe it or not, every tool doesn't have this, but there needs to be some kind of log that tells you what's happening in the environment. Logs events taking place in your organization in Tenable Vulnerability Management account. You need to know that, because different things, like for example is, as an administrator, I may have other administrators in my organization, and what if they log in, and what if they start messing around and doing things nefarious? You need to be able to see and understand that happens. Language, view and manage your language settings, exports. You see, as far as things that are major here, like dashboards and exports, that's cool. You can view the export activity and manage schedule exports. So basically, if you have reports of different things that are being exported from the right from the Tenable console. You can schedule those. Recasting, this is really important one. Recasting and tagging, I'm really going to dig into these because these are becoming my favorite friends right here. If there's a vulnerability that a company can address, then you want to recast it, which means that they're going to accept the risk for a certain period of time. Recasting also allows you to be able to adjust the severity of the vulnerability. You can maybe say, okay, like this looks like it's a critical, but for my organization, we have this mitigation in place. So really, I'm going to downgrade this vulnerability to a medium. You can do that, but use that sparingly. Be careful. Make sure you have full context before you start doing that kind of stuff and get yourself in trouble. Tagging allows you to be able to do what I was talking about before. So for instance, if the people in the mentorship program are logging in, I only want them to see their assets. So I tag their assets with a school.com tag, which then allows them to log in, and I have their permissions set that they can only see assets that are tagged with school.com, if that makes sense. All right, so for scanning sensors, this is where we actually have it's the same as this menu over here, which basically this is where you get to the agent's credentials. When I'm doing my cloud scanning for the Google Cloud environment, and this is what I mentioned Scotty with Think Tank Workshop. Scotty is really good at cloud. So Scotty and I were on this. We asked, hey man, I never played with these features. And so in order for us to play with the cloud credentials, we got on and I set this up and I needed credentials. So I had to like set up basically set up the access for Tenable to be able to scan the Google Cloud environment. And in order to do that, you have to go in and create a key. Then you have to download the JSON file, put that in here. But also if you're just scanning machines on your local area network, you have to be able to put in credentials so they can actually connect to the Windows machine. And then also, like if you play with Nessus Essentials, one of the things, and once again, shout out to Scotty, Scotty's one of the cybersecurity mentors, but he's also got his own thing called Think Tank Workshop. So definitely pub that, look it up. He's got it on school.com that he's building out. And he's also building out his whole website. So thinktankworkshop.com. Check it out because he likes to deep dive into these really like mental part of cybersecurity, but he's also works in vulnerability management and on the compliance side. So, but anyway, Scotty was one of the people who came through here and we talked about like if you're doing Nessus Essentials, that you had to put a registry key in because you can put credentials in, but if you don't put those registry keys in, then it doesn't allow you to be able to properly get vulnerability data. So I think he's hopefully going to do some videos on that on Nessus Essential and how to get that up because he's doing a lot with the free product that you guys may be interested in. Okay, so thinktankworkshop.com. Target groups and exclusion. Let's see, not going to dig into that right now. Cloud connectors, frictionless scanners, that got deprecated and I think it got moved into the cloud environment, but that's something we used to use a lot to scan EC2 environments without actually putting agents on the Amazon EC2 machine. To in layman's term, basically we used to scan in AWS the virtual machines in Amazon, but we didn't have to physically like connect to the machines and install an actual Tenable agent on it. It was able to do the scanning for vulnerabilities without even putting an agent on any of the machines in the Amazon environment. So anyway, ServiceNow and Jira, these are basically kind of ticketing systems and change management systems. And Tenable Data Stream, I have no idea what that is. So that's one of the new features that I'll be like digging into to kind of find out. But it looks like if you're managing vulnerability management data stream configuration for continuous data export. So once again, shout out to Tenable. I love this product. I'm just going to tell you, I'm a very big fan of Tenable. And I hope that you all will learn from this series because Tenable is the #1 vulnerability management product in the world, unless that has changed recently. But I love the product. I love working with it. I love doing vulnerability management through this product. So I hope that you all will learn from this because in a lot of jobs, it's going to be Tenable, Qualys, or Rapid7. Those are going to be the tools you're going to be using most likely if you're doing anything in vulnerability management. So I want to make sure that I expose you to this here and then you can learn deeper and grow and that you'll know what you're actually looking for versus just kind of trying to learn everything in cybersecurity. Because there's a lot. And if you learn a little bit of everything, then you become okay or you become surface level to everything. And really what I would recommend for anybody that's interested in the field, especially if you're still watching the video, because I want to start putting the gems at the end. To me, the biggest thing is what I'm seeing in the industry is we need people who are experts in the particular area that they're in. And the example I would give is some of the people in the cybersecurity mentorship program, they're coming out of a program where they paid a lot of money to learn everything. And they just feel like, man, I learned all this stuff, but I don't know what to do. Or I learned, or I'm just overwhelmed, you know what I'm saying? Because I just got all these things I just paid for in this program. And it's great that they learn those things. But my advice to them was that what you want to do is when you take these classes, there's like 8, 10, 15 different cybersecurity paths that you can choose. And you really want to choose a specific path. So if you like the cloud, there's multiple paths in the cloud, but you really want to work. And I would spend my time just learning, dig deeper, build it out, grow it, Terraform, EC2, Google Cloud Compute or AI or whatever I'll just go really deep into that particular tool, that particular role, and learn it and become an expert at it. And then when you go to a job interview, you can sit there and you can talk on the level or even above the level at the person that's interviewing you. So I hope this helps you all to kind of change your thinking, stop being generalists, become experts, and you can become experts without ever setting foot in front of, in the door of a cybersecurity company, a cybersecurity role. And that's what my channel is here to show you what the tools are. And there's ways that you can get access to the tools. So if you want access to Tenable and SentinelOne, which I'll cover in series, then that's what the mentorship programs are created for, because that allows me to be able to do that for you. And it's affordable. But remember, I pay for these tools out of my pocket. So there's a cost. So I know everybody wants things free, but I'm buying it, okay? So anyway, appreciate y'all. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel if this was helpful.